Hello, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 18. How you guys doing? It's literally the week to Christmas, and I just thought to do this out or put this out there. So the other day I was just reflecting on my parenting journey, and I highlighted 3 mistakes I have made that I don't want you to make if you want to become a parent in 2025 or beyond. This is just me reflecting on my journey, and I just thought to share just before we go into the new year, so maybe begin to form those habits now before you actually become a parent. But I'll be showing 3 of those, so stick around or watch till the end so you find out these 3 mistakes. The first mistake I think I made was really not reading to my kids from when I was pregnant. Before now, I've not been much of a reader. Let me speak for myself before I just generalize stuff. I wasn't much of a reader, even though I was an art student. Most times I just read to pass exams and all of that. Like, that's your typical educational system. Unfortunately, back in Nigeria, there's no form of critical thinking why you should read or why you should even pick up a book after you're done with university. So that was really my reality, or that was my case. I didn't see myself, except I really needed it to pass an exam or to find more information. I mean, if possible, I'll just highlight where needed and then just discard the rest. So I really do regret now not reading to my kids, like actual reading, apart from the Bible, which as a Christian, you read almost every day or every time. But I wasn't reading enough, reading books to them and all of that. So if you're going to become a parent in 2025, please take your reading serious. Even if you don't plan to become a parent, maybe you even want to become a parent in the next 10 years, next 15 years, or you're even probably just a teenager listening now, please form the habit of reading right now, so that when kids come in, or when you find out you're pregnant, it's just easier to continue that routine with them. Because I feel that, like, if you didn't make that a routine before, it may be difficult. Yes, you can relearn, you can unlearn. There's nothing that you cannot relearn, and that's really just the point of this video. There are things that you can actually do relearn and put in place, but it's always better to start these things early. Even the Bible says that it's better for you to serve God in the days of your youth. The Bible knows what it's saying when it's saying in the days of your youth, when you have strength, when you have rigor, when you have stamina, because there comes a time when all of this strength is gone. So please pick up that book right now and begin to read, so that when you have kids, it's just going to be easier for you to be able to do that. And number 2, according to the American Association of Pediatrics, which is AAPA, I think. Anyway, I'll put that up. Kids have no business watching screens when they're less than 2 years old, literally. And of course, I think I talked about how we are able to get to the points where screen time, we have routinized, if there's any word like that, screen time right now, to make sure it's between a certain time and it just has a number of hours a day. So I'll link that video up. You can go back to watch it. I have it in 2 series, in part 1 and in part 2. But I think one of the mistakes again, and I think the majority of parents maybe in this bucket, is screen time. Like, I feel so guilty. I used to feel so guilty when my kids just watch TV endlessly, and I think the highlight or the aha moment came for me when my kids' teachers just started to complain about he's not focusing, he can't focus, he's not focusing. I just knew that it was high time we had to do something about it. So TV, definitely, if I had a kid now, then if possible, we would just approach the whole TV from the parlor. Like, nobody's watching anything. We hardly watch it, even as parents. For me, I can't remember when I've gone to actually watch TV. It's been a long time. So that's one thing I'll really be putting. Once your child is less than 2, and they also even recommend, which is the Association of Pediatricians, the American Association of Pediatricians, is when your child now actually starts to even watch TV, you have to make sure that this TV time or this screen time has to be highly educational things. So it's not just things that's just random flashes of images jumping up and down, and then their brain is just bouncing up and down, and when they're in an actual formal setting, it may be difficult for them to be able to focus. So TV time, screen time, if I had one now, I'm sorry, but that's one thing I regret not doing early. I mean, we started it at the end of the day, but I think it took a long time for us to be able to get there. TV, a no if I had kids today. Now, the last but not the least thing I think, or I regret, or I wish I did earlier as a parent, was to actually start eating healthy when I was pregnant. Like when I was pregnant, it's not like I was taking a lot. Well, I mean, thinking of it now, it was a lot of anything that my mouth saw, anything I craved, I just ate. I didn't care. I mean, I think I added on up to, I really can't remember the weight, but I mean, I wasn't watching anything. I didn't care. I was just eating anything that comes to my mouth. Oh, what is that? I like it, smells good. It's just down. I'm just putting it down in my mouth. So, which maybe sometimes may be linked to kids who are fussy eaters right now. That may be one of the mistakes that you made. I'm not saying that it is. It may be one of the mistakes in terms of, oh, my child doesn't like this. Did you eat that when you were pregnant? So that could be a good cause, or it could be one of the causes why your child doesn't like a particular meal. Now I'm at the point where I'm just trying to make them eat their greens. Like, I didn't eat greens at all. So right now, in terms of greens that they eat, it will be maybe when they're eating their swallow. Now, swallow is a meal or an African food that we eat with maybe vegetables or okra or one of those things. So in our timetable, I try to make sure that they eat that a lot. They eat a lot of swallow, because that's the only time they will eat greens. My child will not eat fried rice that has green peas. He's not going to eat. None of them is going to eat. One can even manage. You can eat it with sweet corn. So this is very funny. My 9-year-old will eat fried rice, plain fried rice. Then you put the sweet corn by the side. Then he can eat the carrots later. He doesn't like it cooked. He will eat it later like that, just like that. So he has literally broken down the fried rice into different bits and pieces. My 6-year-old will not even bother. He doesn't even eat anything with the fried rice, which I believe, or I think, I'm part of the causes, because I can't remember really eating a lot of things now. Now I'm eating broccoli. I know better, obviously. Now I'm eating a lot of mushrooms. We're eating green beans, runner beans, and all of that. And they have like zero appetite, excuse me, for things like this. So please, if you're going to have a child in 2025 or sometime in the future, please take your health seriously. Take your greens seriously, your vitamins, the food that you actually eat. Because did you know that from 13 to 15 weeks, your baby can already taste from the amniotic fluid most of these things that you eat. So taste the things that they are not used to in the womb. It may be difficult. Now, you may be lucky and your child might grow up to like these things. I mean, kudos, well done to you. But I grew up, and my kids grew up and never liked all of these things, which was a huge mistake. So please take your greens. What you want your child to eat, honestly, start eating it from now, so that when you even get pregnant, it's something that will just keep going on and on. Forget the fact whether, oh, it's not good for you, it's bitter. For the sake of your children, please do eat greens, please. And maybe you're here like me wondering, how do I begin to correct those mistakes? Well, I think you have every opportunity to still be able to. For screen time, we just started implementing a routine to that right now. In terms of greens, as I said, I made sure that I had enough swallow in, so that they are able to have those items, so like okra, ewedu, anything, honestly, really green for food. That's what I've been able to do. In terms of reading now, in fact, I've been lucky. I would say my 6-year-old loves the library. He loves to read. Definitely he didn't get that from me. At that one, I owe it to my food chest. It's my husband who is a reader that he really got that one from, and I'm really grateful. And the funny thing is, because my 6-year-old now is reading a lot, my 9-year-old is influencing the 9-year-old, that one who wants to read a lot. So you might need to first start for the reading part. You might need to first start, what kind of books do they want to read? For my 9-year-old, I found out that he didn't like any book that was very informational, very serious. He likes things that are very cartoonish. So there's a lot of diagram, there's drawing, there's talking. You can leave him there reading that from morning till night. He's fine. But my 6-year-old is more of, let me see information. He can read the comedy part, but he also just generally likes to read books. So I'm thankful for that, or I'm thankful to God for that. So please start from where you are right now. Just sit down and do an audit just before you go into 2025 and say, you know what, where do I need to hold the horns in 2025? Where do I need to relax things? Where do I need to step up as a parent? Because the truth is, kids will always match up the energy that we also give. If we don't read, our kids will not read. If we don't eat well, our kids also will not eat well. Honestly, that's the honest truth. So you need to set up for 2025 and even beyond and say, you know what, how can I be better? How can I do better for my kids yet unborn? And even if you have children right now, no matter what stage or what age they are, if you need you to get a mentor, someone who can help you, please reach out to someone that you think can be a model for your own kids, or you see people that you think your children can model their own children. Speak to them and say, how did you do it? What did you do? Ask questions at this point. And then that really just brings me to the end of this video. So please go back to watch the part 1 and part 2 of the routine of our routine in our household at the moment. And I'll say at the moment because this campaign, but I will see you on Vlogmas Day 19. Peace.